Good morning. Welcome to the NASCAR American Canadian pre-race show. I'm your host, Joshua Lee Jaguar. We got the Bulldog with us this morning. Again, welcome everybody that is tuned in for this amazing race for tonight. Tonight, we are actually in wine country for tonight for Sonoma. Recap from last week's race. We had a first-time winner here with us, that first time in the league with us. We got 55 laps tonight here at Wine Country, a.k.a. Sonoma. Alrighty, Alright, your stage one winner was Metallica. One Fast Bean, Hangover, Jaguar, Tar Heel, Simon, Rico, Clemson, Bruce, DJ. Your stage two winner was Metallica, One Fast Bean, Hangover, Jaguar, Simon, Rico, Tar Heel, DJ, Bruce, and Clemson. Overall results was One Fast getting his first win of the season, followed by Metallica, Hangover, Jaguar, Tar Heel, Rico, Simon, Bruce, Clemson, Bulldog, Paul was finished out. There was only 11 drivers for us. So, tonight, like I said, we're here at Sonoma. Excuse me. Sorry, y'all. My sinuses are kicking my butt right now. But, be the last road for the next 3 weeks before we head back to a road course. Alrighty, your points as of right now. Hangover with a steady command lead with a 784 lead. Tar Heel with 728. Jaguar with 633. Bruce with 598. Rico with 489. Rogue with 488. Clemson with 486. Simon with 485. Julian with 468. Bulldog with 450. Dilly 430. Hoffman with 102. Paul with 97. Bree with 69. Metallica with 59. And Bean with 58. Okay, is your point? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, you are in the top 10. Alrighty. Tonight's going to be another fuel strategy race. This is actually a road course right here. Next week we go to, let me pull up the race schedule. Nope. Let's see. After Sonoma, after Sonoma, we go to Pocono, Michigan, Texas. Then we go back to a road course at the Glen. Followed by the Glen will be Homestead, Talladega, and Bristol. Then after that, we got another road course. Yeah, Road America. Alrighty, Dustin, let's talk about this race right here. This is the configuration where everybody is having troubles with. Some of the other drivers are having troubles with this configuration right here. Instead of the old Sonoma, this is like the new Sonoma right here, where it's got a bunch of shenanigans right here. What's the concept of the ones that are probably needing to win and they know they don't do too good in road courses? What's their game plan going in for tonight's race? It's about learning that track a little bit better and getting your braking points down. Alrighty. If I was one of them drivers that were, if I was like one of the ones that need no win, and I know road courses are not some of everybody's cup of tea, but uh, if I was one of them drivers like for Clemson, Paul, the ones that really definitely need a win, if I was it or points right now, I mean Clemson right now is actually good on points right now. I mean with points coming in into Sonoma tonight, he's only 1 point ahead of Simon and 2 points 2 points behind Rogue and 3 points behind Rico. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are actually 20 points ahead of the 45 car and 18 points behind Julian. And let's see, 65 is not 68. You're 18 points behind Julian. But stage points really are going to be the key factor right here because, I mean, we got a new guy coming in tonight. His name is Bulldog Racing. He will be piloting it. Yeah, he'll be piloting the number 43 car. The one of the. But
I thought that was the one and only Bulldog.
nah, but no, I mean your top three are basically running away with the points right here. Hangover, Tar Heel, and Jaguar. Them three are on cloud 9 right now. I mean, besides Hangover, he's on cloud 10 right now. He's got an extended points lead right there that when he goes into the playoffs, I mean, he ain't got to worry about finishing in the top 5 or top 10. I mean, he can actually say, the heck with it, I can actually miss a couple of races right here, but I mean, that's not him right there. I mean, top 3.
He might be called Bulldog Racing, but I'm the one and only Bulldog.
But if I was Clemson, Paul, Simon, okay, it aggravates some of these drivers right here, and I understand some of this right here. It's hard to get a win right now, especially when it comes down to a road course where everybody's like, I'm not good at it, but I'm going to race it just to try to get points and so forth. And I mean, I talked to Tar Heel a couple of days ago about this track right here, and he and I quote from him, he was like, I hate going to road courses right here because it's so much braking. You got to understand the throttle controls, prospects here, and I totally get that. I mean, we raced here Friday night, and it was it was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good racing, and I mean, that's all that matters. You got to be in that. It's a rhythm track right here, and we go look at some of the lap times here at Sonoma. Let's see if they updated it. Yeah. Alrighty. It clearly shows right here that your top 3 drivers, Tar Heel, I mean, two of your top 3 drivers are going to be on in the top 3, top 4, top 5 on the leaderboard right here because, like I said, Sonoma's a rhythm track right there. But All right, Dustin, this is coming to you right here. Like, I'm putting you in the 48 right now. If you was the 48 car right now, and I hate to do this assignment right here, but I'm going to use you as an example right here. And I want you to explain to viewers, if you was in his situation right here with, hold on, let me pull this up. He's only 1 point behind Clemson and 3 points ahead behind Rogue and 4 points behind Rico. What would you tell yourself if you're in that situation right here? You're at striking distance in the points right here. If you was that person right here, how would you go into this race right here? Would you worry about stage points, or would you try to finish this race out knowing that, hey, well, so far as of right now, we got 10 drivers racing tonight. We got 10 drivers racing in the night.
When it comes down to this race, everybody needs to apologize. But quality control braking is tough. Nobody needs to be pushing, anybody is pushing. It's going to cost them a race.
And that is actually true right there. I mean, you got to be patient here at Sonoma. And I mean, I say this everywhere. I say this at every track. But a road course, you've got to be patient. You got to do more throttle control than any darn thing here at this track right here, because you got to understand the braking points and your shifting points. And if I'm going to bring these two up again. If I was Paul and Clemson, my thing for them, yes, Clemson is in the hunt. He's right there in the points battle. He's got a good chance to actually jump ahead of some of these guys right here. But it's also, he needs to be patient and stay focused and not to worry about anything else. Same thing with Simon. Me and Simon had a little beef going on last Sunday night. And I mean, it was a give and take right there in both situations right there. I mean, yeah, it was a racing incident, but it was also, these two drivers got to figure out something, how to race with each other, because, I mean, Josh was already locked into the playoffs. I understand. If I was Simon, let that go blow over, and the same thing with Jaguar. Let that little incident blow over right here, and you got to remember, the Jaguar is locked into the playoffs. Simon is not locked into the playoffs. He might get locked in based on points, but it's same thing with you. It's going to be, if nobody else gets any more wins besides Hangover or Bean or Metallica or anybody else, but there's going to be people that's going to get on with points. I believe the top 10, maybe top 12. I think what Ryan was saying, it was going to be the top 10 that goes into the playoffs. And I mean, one bad race in the playoff is going to ruin your darn momentum. And I mean, that is the honest truth right there. If I was anybody else that had a win and they know they're locked in, I would be playing more courtesy right now. Just racing the track, having fun. But also remember, points still rewarded, and you've got to do what you got to do. And I mean, I wouldn't force the issue on anything else. It's if you catch them, let them go. Lap traffic. This what really was aggravating. That lap track was really aggravating some of the lead lap cars last Sunday, and it to me it was just like it was too much overwhelming. Everybody was wanting to fight for positions. If you're 2 laps more down, don't be trying to fight with the lead lap cars right there. And I mean, they should know this on a daily basis. Every time we go to like a road course, I don't know how this road course is going to be like for tonight. If you're a lap down and you're ahead of that other person that's a lap down, be courtesy. I mean, that's the biggest prospect right there is to be courtesy to everybody else right there. And shoot, practice is going to be the key thing. How many drivers? I mean, I'm not saying nobody. I mean, you got Hangover, Ryan, Jaguar, the other drivers that have raced this track knows what they're going to be going into tonight, and it's to me, it's going to be one of the ones that you get in that rhythm, you're gone. But yeah, I mean, we got us a pretty good show. We got us a pretty good lineup for tonight, and let's see what we got. Alrighty, y'all. It is my favorite time of the show. It's Rack 'em and Stack 'em. It's where we choose stage 1, stage 2, and overall race win. And one more thing, a big shout out to K&K Diecast community. A big shout out to them for being part of this YouTube channel right here. A big shout out to them right there. It's called K&K Diecast community. It's called K&K's Diecast community. Check them out on Facebook. All right, Dustin. It's Rack 'em and Stack 'em. Who's your stage 1, stage 2 overall race win tonight? So you're saying I get the race win here at Sonoma. Ouch. Yeah. Well, my stage 1 is going to be Bean. Stage 2, Metallica. Overall race win, and I hate to say this right here, but it's going to be Hangover again. Hangover is actually going to go back into victory lane after what Bean done at New Hampshire. Bean had a real good car at New Hampshire, but I'm going to say Hangover finally gets back into victory lane. I know he's won half the races so far, but I've got to say Hangover gets that race win. I'm not going to say Jaguar or anything like that, because if Jaguar did get the win right here, it'd be a good win right there. I mean, Toyota sponsoring this track right here. It's the same mark. It's a Toyota track. So, I mean, I don't see a Toyota getting into victory lane unless it comes down to fuel mileage. That's the biggest thing that I see right there it's going to come down to fuel mileage. I mean, I can't leave out the 48. If the 48 can figure out something, good. But I mean, he's been struggling. Uh, I mean, this is the worst time right here at the season to be struggling right now. And I mean, and Simon, I do apologize for having to do this right here, but I mean, as a race analyst on the YouTube here, and as a race car driver in the league, I'd see both ways right here. But that 48 is struggling. I mean, he has not found his stride yet, and I mean, I like I said, I hate picking on him, but he has been struggling right here. And I wish him and that team right there would figure out something to come out and finish in the top 3. Maybe get him a top 5. I mean, if he would have a top 5 finish tonight, maybe that would probably change right there. But if I was in his shoes, let points come to you. Don't try to force the issue right now. Points are going to come when you. I mean, yeah, it's better than finishing outside the top 10, where you get less amount of points. And that falls back on the Clemson. Clemson's got to come out riding. I mean, he's right there in points. He's only 2-3 points right there. He can easily catch points tonight and next Sunday. On the next week, the next 3 weeks are going to be.
It don't matter what they do.
Exactly. It's called communication. But I mean, Clemson's got 3 good tracks coming up: Pocono, Michigan, and Texas. And I mean, this is going to fall back right now. The 22 is struggling. The 48 is struggling. Some of these good cars that we don't see up in the top 5 are struggling, but it's in the wrong part of the season. It's all right if you struggled in the first half of the season, the first 10, 12 track races right there. But now, since we're getting closer to when the playoffs start and everything, you don't want to be struggling. You want to be able to put your best car right there. You want to be able to find that best. But yeah, that does it aggravating right there. And I mean, now I'm going to pick on you for a little bit. All right, you've no. I mean, I want to put you on the hot spot right now. You've been struggling for the last 8 weeks. All right. Hey, relax. We're doing a free race show, but I'm using you right now. In the last 8 weeks, you finished up in the top 10, but you and your team need to come out next week at Pocono. I mean, I hate to say this right here. Oh, it's also being patient right here. It's like Clemson, Paul, Simon, and yourself. I've not seen, and Bruce. I got to give Bruce a little shout out to our Canadian friend right here across the state line up in Canada. I mean, I hate to put y'all on the spot right here. And if I was if I was one of y'all right now, I'd be asking myself, what do I do? What do I need to darn do to be consistent? I understand there's a lot of shenanigans going on, but the thing is, I see different spots. I've drove a Chevy, I drove a Toyota, and I've drove a Ford, and I mean, we've not heard any news coming out from the 22 camp if he's going to come back to drive the 22 next season, or if you're coming back driving the 41 at the end of the season. I mean, what's your prospect? Are you thinking about switching to a different manufacturer, or would you want to stay in the Ford camp and still try to progress with your team for next season?
I don't know. I thought about going for Toyota after the season.
So, all right. So you're saying you might not be back in the Ford camp. You might be looking at different other manufacturers to try to see what your options are right now.
It's either gonna be the Toyota or the
Right. And I mean, that is exactly true. I mean, early in the season, Jaguars already secured his spot with the number 19 car for the next 2 more seasons. He's with the deal with the number 19, and there's been rumors about Tar Heel going to the 48, Simon going to the 9. There's been different rumors going on that we're trying to get pieced out for the next couple of weeks because of so that's what everybody's trying to figure out. Who's going to go where at the end of this season right here? And with you fixing to lead the 41 camp, you're looking at branching out to a Toyota camp, or maybe to a different Ford team. It depends on what's out there, what's available at the end of the season, and if there's going to be anything different. I mean, like I said, there's different rumors going around. Hadn't heard anything from the 2 car. Had not heard anything from Paul about if he's going to come back. Let's see. I am going to actually check right now. Actually, I'm locked into a 2-year deal with the 19. I won't be leaving the 19 for another 2 years. Alrighty. Let's see. We got Paul, Metallica in the 4. That's a Ford. Julian in the 17. Clemson in the 22. Yeah, there's only Clemson, Julian, you, Paul. There's only 5 Ford drivers. And Bree. He's in the 78 car. And that's a Ford, I believe, yeah. I mean, there's different things going on. Like I said, I hadn't heard anything from Paul if he's going to return to the 2 car. I've not heard anything from Clemson if he's going to be coming back to the 22 car in the Ford camp on the Penske side. I mean, there's only 2 Toyotas already. There's only the 45 and the 19. That's the only 2 Toyotas out there between Chevys and Fords. That's the biggest thing right there. I mean, I'm not disrespecting any of my Ford drivers or my Chevy drivers, but Toyota's got the low end of the totem pole right there with only 2 wins, while Chevy's kicking butt right now with Metallica. And well, actually take that back, 3 wins because I did drive the Ford car, but to me it was a Toyota, knowing it was a Ford, but yeah, somebody is driving the one car, and that's Bean. I mean, your options are limited right now on the Chevy camps right now because of the Chevy camps are being outruled right now. But guys, it is about that time to, let's see, how long have we been on? All right. Oh, guys, sorry. We went over 30 minutes, but guys, we're trying to figure out this silly season like everybody else is trying to do right here. But if y'all have not hit the subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell. We will be back next Sunday morning between 10:30 and 11 o'clock, depending on what I feel like. And depends on if I can get my co-host out of the darn bed for it in the morning, because I mean I like to get these shows done where we can practice. But a big shout out to Crystal, Ryan, Hangover, to all of these drivers right here at American Canadian Racing League. Man, a big shout out to all y'all. Big shout out to our first responders, our National Guards, all of our armed forces. Yeah. A big shout out to all of our drivers, our new drivers being Metallica, Bulldog Racing. Who am I missing? But yeah, a big shout out to all y'all drivers. It's great to have y'all. If y'all don't know who I am the development driver, the ones that work with the new drivers that are new to this league. I run the Facebook page with race recaps. I do all that. Give all the other stuff. I do all the behind the door stuff on Facebook. Do all this right here because I enjoy doing this. But me and Bulldog's been doing this for probably about going on 4 weeks, and I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change this for anything. To be able to do this show with him, and I know he can be a pain in the butt some darn times, but that's just a friend of mine. I mean, we're actually close friends than what we were before when we met each other through this league. But now it's like we talk to each other on a daily basis. If it's not he calling me, it's me calling him, or it's vice versa. But guys, we love y'all. God bless everybody, and we will see y'all back next week when we go to Pocono. When we go up to the Pocono Raceway up in the Great Mountains right there. I hope it ain't snowing up there. No, next Sunday night for us. But if it is, then we're gonna be racing. Then we'll have to put some snow tires on these bad boys tomorrow night, next Sunday night. That's actually available. But until next week, guys, we'll see y'all then. Ciao.